The legend of the magical Tanuki. Once upon a time, deep in the forests of Japan, lived a creature known as the Tanuki, a mischievous, magical raccoon dog with the ability to shapeshift. While the Tanuki often used its powers to play tricks on people, it had a good heart and would help those who were kind and honest. In a small village near the forest, there lived a poor farmer and his wife. They worked hard every day in the fields, but no matter how much they toiled, they could barely make enough money to buy food. The farmer was known throughout the village for his kindness and generosity, often giving away whatever little he had to those in need, even though he and his wife barely had enough to survive. One day, the farmer was returning home from the market, his head hung low. He had sold all of his crops, but after paying off his debts, he had nothing left to take home to his wife. As he walked along the path through the forest, he sighed, "If only there were some way to make a little more money, I could buy a decent meal for my wife tonight." Unbeknownst to the farmer, the Tanuki had been watching him from behind a tree. The creature had heard the farmer's sorrowful words and felt sorry for him. Unlike the greedy people the Tanuki loved to trick, this man was kind-hearted and deserving of help. That night, while the farmer and his wife were asleep, the Tanuki crept into their yard. Using its shape-shifting powers, it transformed a pile of dry leaves into shimmering gold coins. The next morning, the farmer awoke to find his yard covered in what appeared to be leaves. But when he bent down to pick one up, he realized they weren't ordinary leaves. They were gold coins. Amazed and overjoyed, the farmer ran inside to show his wife. Together, they gathered the coins and went to the market to buy food, new clothes, and tools for their farm. Their days of poverty were over, thanks to the mysterious gold. Now, the Tanuki wasn't finished with its tricks just yet. It decided to test the farmer's character. The next night, the Tanuki visited the yard again, but this time, instead of leaving gold coins, it turned the leaves back into their original form. When the farmer woke up, he found his yard filled with nothing but dry leaves. Realizing what had happened, he understood that the gold had been a magical gift and that the magic had run its course. But the farmer wasn't angry or greedy. He smiled and said to his wife, "We have been blessed with enough to live comfortably for the rest of our days. We do not need more." His wife agreed, and they continued their simple life, content with what they had. The Tanuki, pleased with the farmer's humility and gratitude, decided to leave the couple in peace. From that day on, the farmer and his wife never wanted for anything, and their prosperity continued, as the Tanuki had decided to quietly watch over them, ensuring they always had what they needed. Meanwhile, in other parts of the village, the Tanuki continued its mischievous tricks. Whenever it encountered greedy merchants or dishonest people, it would play its usual pranks, transforming money into leaves or making food disappear right before their eyes. And so, the legend of the Tanuki lived on, a reminder that kindness, generosity, and contentment are rewarded, while greed and dishonesty lead only to trouble.